Welcome back to another edition of the Conqueror Rundown. I'm your host, Chris Barrientos, and today we're here with a teacher here on campus, a big name in the SoCal baseball community, and a San Jose State alumni, also a former Yankee, Coach Gabe Lopez. How you doing, Coach?
Good. Thanks for having me, Chris.
Thanks for having us, letting us bring you on here. It's a baseball podcast. This is for our baseball players. This is to get us out there in the community. Hopefully some scouts, come out to some of our games and stuff. I wanted to talk to you about what we're doing here at the program. We have a big future building up, 3 teams this year. How are you getting kids here and filling up these programs?
You know what, I think, well, first of all, thanks for having me, Chris. We've been doing some pretty good things here at LA Baseball. And, it starts in the summer. We promote our summer program through our social media, Instagram, Twitter, and even through our athletic website here. So then those 8th graders get an opportunity to come out, kind of showcase, their skills, their levels, and all our coaching staff is out here throughout the summer. We get a chance to do some practices twice a week, and then we play some games against some other schools. So we run that for about 6 weeks, and then from there, we get a chance to bring in some kids into the 6th period baseball class once school starts. So, and we've had success with that. This year being one of our biggest successes as far as numbers is concerned. I know my first couple of years we were able to have 3 teams hit, and then COVID hit, and we had to condense that to 2 teams. But now we're back having our varsity, JV, and freshmen. So we're heading in the right direction.
Right. And again, first year having 3 teams. Do you want to mention any of the young kids that could be making make the jump next year onto varsity?
Well, I mean, even to say as of now, we have some freshmen playing varsity right now that are contributing, to our season currently. And so the kids that did come through over the summer, it's a strong group of kids with a good baseball background, some travel ball experience. So I'm excited for them to see how they do this year and see how they can help our program out at the varsity level sooner than later.
All right, Coach. Well, that's about that was just it about our future of the program going forward. We want to get more into how your baseball upbringing came around. Was there anyone in your family that got you into baseball, or how did you get into baseball? You know
what, playing tennis ball on the street. I got a chance once we moved into Pico Rivera. I remember that first day, there were so many kids out there on the block, and we were racing, we were throwing around Frisbee, and then, it came to just playing over the line in the street, and my neighbor had talked with my parents to say, hey, we need to sign him up at a local park, and got a chance to play baseball when I was 7 years old for the Phillies, and then the Giants over at Smith Park. And I just fell in love with it. Early on, I want to say 8 years old, started to pay attention to the game on TV. And I knew from a young age that I loved it, and that's what I wanted to do with my life.
So you're a local kid, a homegrown kid, I want to say, just over the hill down Turnbull. Growing up in the Pico area, you stayed home, local area. You came across the city to Los Altos. Growing up in El Rancho is where you went to high school, right?
Correct.
You played baseball over there?
I did. As you mentioned, I grew up in Pico Rivera, so my grade school, middle school, and then I attended El Rancho High School. Got a chance to play freshman basketball a little bit, which was great because I had never experienced another sport. I was always competitive in everything that I did, so it was fun to do that. And then baseball season came along. Played freshman baseball, and then sophomore through senior year was able to help the varsity team there at El Rancho.
Talking about baseball through high school, what was it like, wrapping up your senior season? Did you have any plans on furthering your game into college?
You know what, I always wanted to play at the next level. And going into my senior year, I just felt a sense of nervousness because it wasn't like it is today with the recruiting, the showcases, and whatnot. And so there was a lot of uncertainty. I didn't know what I was going to do. And my baseball coach, Mr. Meza and Mr. Yanes, they're great men, great mentors of mine. as a player, and now even as a coach and as a person, more importantly. And so they kind of steered me in that direction to attend LMU and give it a shot. And you know what, it was just honestly, Chris, a blessing the way things worked out. I get there for orientation, and I'm in that same group, and there's another baseball player there that's on scholarship. I got a chance to meet him. And so the first day of school comes around a couple days later, and I'm leaving campus. I'm walking out, and he's walking in, and he's like, "Hey, Gabe, we have a baseball meeting right now." And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "Are you going?" "Yeah, sure." So we went into the gym. Coach Cruz walked out, and there was about 100 people there sitting in the stands. And Coach Cruz says, he just comes out and he says, "Be here tomorrow, 5 a.m. About half of us showed up, and all we did was run for an hour. And then we got done. He came back out, and he said, "Be back here tomorrow, 5 a.m. And then there was 10 of us that showed up, and we ran. And then he came out a third day, and after that he came out and he said, "Be here tomorrow, 5 a.m. There were 3 of us that showed up. We went out there, and he said, "Okay, great, we're not going to run. Bring your baseball stuff tomorrow." Just like that. And so and we got there, and we started practicing. So I was a walk-on. School was really tough. I was driving from Pico Rivera to LMU, which is by the LAX airport, every day, right? Sitting in that 105 traffic, and it was a blessing. I was very lucky.
That's a great story, Coach. Thank you. And a lot of the seniors this year, we have 12 this year. We're trying to, get off to college on our own path. Do you have any seniors that you want to shout out that can make a difference on the field and have been making a difference in the classroom?
You know what? I think this senior group has had the experience already of a varsity year under their belt, a couple of years under their belt. I think they're all promising student athletes, and if that's something they're extremely passionate about and that's what they want to do, there's different levels of the game. You can play at a junior college, you can play Division 1, 2, 3, NAIA, and so I always like to allow them to pursue whatever their dreams and their passions are. I was told at a young age that I wouldn't be able to. And so learning from that experience, I always want to express to them that anything is possible.
Thanks, Coach. I think you really deliver that message to us, that we can actually do whatever we want out on the field. And that applies in the classroom as well. Speaking on a big varsity roster this year, or a big senior class on the varsity roster, how is that making a difference going into this year versus last year?
You know what, I think it forces them to kind of step up in that role of leadership. I think it, you want to leave something behind, right? And so that legacy, whatever it is that they feel is most important to leave behind to their underclassmen, is extremely important. We talk a lot about the culture, right, of our program. And so I need for you guys to carry that, right? The winning part is great, but the details, right, the means that justify those ends are extremely important in who you are as a person. And I need for you guys to recognize that and take that on to your next journey, whether it be playing baseball, whether it's just school. And so it's a characteristic that's going to go a long way for you guys.
Right. Something that we need to do right now as a team, right, with, I don't want to say a struggling season, but we could be swinging the sticks better. Taking a look at our upcoming schedule, we have a few games coming up. Could we bring that up? Our game versus Northview just got canceled, but it looks like we have Cal High and Covina coming up. Can you talk about something we want to make a game plan heading into these next few games?
Yeah, I definitely think it's important anytime you play local schools to be able to go out and put a good effort, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of 7th grade, 8th grade kids that are choosing or maybe undecided of what school they're going to attend as they get into high school. And I think being able to see what's happening on our side of the dugout, on our field, how we go about playing the game, it's very important to match up against the local schools. And so, not to say that the other schools aren't as important, but I really like to play the local schools out in Whittier, out here in Covina. A couple matchups, definitely league's important. Those are non-league games. And so, I ask for our student body support, for our community support once we get in the league, to really, back you guys in what you guys are doing throughout this season.
And league's going to start, can we bring up league's going to start with Wilson, right? Wilson, 3:19, that's when the league starts for us.
Yeah, you know what? Those games are very passionate. Those games are passionate, and the rest, or what you've done prior to that season, really goes out the window once you step across and you get onto the Wilson campus. They're our rival school. They're in our same district, and so it's extremely important for us to go there and play well.
That should be a big season, or league opener for us. That's
Definitely
a big game for us. And I think we're going to run out of time right here with our interview. Okay. But I want to say thank you for coming out here and giving us your time. Thank you once again for joining us.
Anytime.
And that's going to be it for here on the Conqueror Rundown. For more information about upcoming events, follow various Los Altos High School Instagram accounts. Search for Los Altos High School Renaissance ASB to stay up to date on the Conqueror family. Don't forget to give Los Altos Video Production a follow on Twitter, Instagram, and our YouTube. Please subscribe as this helps our channel grow. Thanks, Conquerors, and we'll see you out on the field. Alrighty, Coach.